Popular social media superstar, the renowned content creator, the serial risk taker, and undefeated fighter, introducing the problem child, Jake Paul!
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
That's the first notes.
There's no way. That ain't gonna do it.
You're doing really good.
Fight was the early rounds could be decisive, and it is quite clear.
Leyenda continúa. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
The fight, knocking after about both guys. Nothing was left in the corners. Nothing was left in the.
You feeling there?
I just felt flat, man. Not my best performance. I guess that happens in the sport. You know, you got to peak right at the right moment. You only get one night, one chance, and I messed that up, I guess. Didn't think I'd ever have to make one of these videos, but it happens, I guess. This is still the best job in the world. Thank you all for the support. This was an amazing event. And I'll be back. No worries, cuz.
There was a lot of talk about him and his power. You took his shots pretty well and you knocked him down.
His power wasn't that crazy. He just had good speed, good combinations.
Yeah.
But Anderson and Tyron hit really hard. So I was used to that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
You got to take it on the chin, but it was good. Some good moments in there. I just really couldn't get my game plan working. But hey, man, this is what the sport's all about. You win some in glorious fashion, and you lose some. And like I said out there, judging me by my losses, because I'll be back. He was just really well prepared, and I think it was more.
With the big fight between Jake Paul and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. just around the corner, DAZ Unboxing dropped an exclusive preview featuring interviews and expert opinions, and it's only raised the hype even more. One special guest, UFC fighter Arman Tsarukyan, made it clear who he's backing. He couldn't stop praising the 28-year-old YouTuber turned boxer. Jake's a legend, Tsarukyan said. Starting boxing late and doing this well. That's not easy. He was impressed not just by Jake's drive, but by how fast and smooth he moves for someone his size. I was shocked at how big he is and how hard he hits, Tsarukyan continued. But he moves like a real boxer. In his eyes, Jake is more than ready for fight night and could walk away with the win. Now, looking at the stats, it's easy to doubt Jake Paul's chances against Chavez Jr. But if you take a closer look at Chavez's recent performances, there's a strong case to be made for the underdog. Jake's not just a social media star anymore. He's built himself into a serious contender. Tsarukyan isn't the only big name backing Jake. Just recently, a 6th Division World Boxing Champion and another legend in the sport gave a bold prediction that shocked fans. We're talking about none other than Oscar De La Hoya, as director of Golden Boy Promotions. He's got the fighters Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez and Floyd Schofield competing on the same card, so he'll be watching closely. The event is also co-promoted by his company, adding even more stakes. Just a few days ago, De La Hoya hyped things up the only way he knows how, Golden Boy style. In a fun twist, he made all his fight night predictions while casually stripping off his robe and standing in his underwear. It's fight week. Baby Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Here come my picks, he said with a grin. Unsurprisingly, he backed Curiel, Schofield, and Ramirez for the undercard, but for the main event, he went all in for Jake Paul, predicting a split decision win after 12 hard rounds. Jake Paul's boxing journey continues this Saturday as he takes on Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. a former middleweight champ and the most experienced fighter Paul has faced yet. This will be Jake's second straight fight against a former world champion, following his win over Mike Tyson last November. Sure, Chavez isn't 58 like Tyson, he's 39, but it's been a long time since he was at the top of his game. Even in his prime, Chavez never quite lived up to his legendary father's name. Chavez Jr. didn't hold back at the final press conference. "I don't think Jake's good," he said. "He trains hard, but that doesn't make him a good fighter. If he was, everyone on the stage would be a legend too. And that's just not the case." That said, Chavez might be the perfect opponent for Paul. Jake's career has mostly been built on fighting older, past their prime names while still drawing big audiences and winning. After his debut against fellow influencer Anesom Gibb, Paul knocked out retired NBA star Nate Robinson, then moved on to ex-UFC fighters like Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley twice, and Anderson Silva. When he finally lost a close split decision to Tommy Fury, he bounced back by beating more ex-UFC fighters, including Nate Diaz. He also fought to lesser-known boxers Andre August and Ryan Borland, knocking both out early, though the lack of name recognition hurt the hype. That drop in buzz brought Paul right back to another MMA fighter, bare-knuckle brawler Mike Perry. Paul dominated him and picked up his 7th-stoppage win before facing Tyson, a huge box office success, even if the fight itself lacked action. Jake mostly played it safe, outboxing Tyson without going too hard on the 58-year-old icon. And now, here we are, Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., another big name, another former champ, and another shot at proving the doubters wrong. Chavez brings experience, a title in his past, and just enough name value to draw attention. But like many of Paul's past opponents, he's no longer in his prime and isn't a natural cruiserweight. Still, Jake sees him as a real challenge. He's a great fighter. Paul said at the final press conference, "I love facing legends. This fight is part of my journey to a world title. It's a tough test, but I'm here to do big things in the sport, and once I beat him, I'm going for that title." To be fair, Paul nearly landed a fight with Canelo Alvarez earlier this year, but that turned out to be more of a negotiation trick for Alvarez before signing a big deal elsewhere. So now we're back to the usual Paul formula, a slightly risky opponent with a big name but past his prime. Even so, Chavez might be the toughest yet, because no matter what, he spent most of his life training as a real boxer. And that alone makes this matchup way more interesting. And that's it for now. For the latest updates, hot takes, and fight breakdowns from the world of boxing, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on those notifications so you never miss a moment. Until next time, peace.